Yesterday at the City Hall in Lagos, the Managing Director of LSDPC, Mr. Adeosun, formally declared his intention to contest the 2019 governorship election in the state on the platform of your party. And despite the stringent denial of rifts between national leader Asiwaju Bola and Governor Ambode, one question that has bothered Lagosians and political watchers in Lagos is there really a rift between the national leader of the party, Asiwaju Bola and Governor Ambode?
There's no rift. There's no rift. They have a very robust relationship. They have a brotherly relationship. And they have a trust relationship. So there's no rift at all.
So, but what's with the issue? Why the crisis in the APC at this time?
There's no crisis. What you have is democracy playing out. Democracy is about people, it's about interest, and it is not a monolithic situation or process or system. If you have one person running a race, the same people or media will come to say that you're lauding someone over the whole process or the whole people. Now you have a competitive system where everybody is allowed to come up and of course aspire and choose whoever they want, which I think is the right thing for our society as it is evolving. So definitely there is no rift.
So let me take you up on that, because while many people have actually supported the issue of the direct primaries, and some have actually kicked against it, that it's largely unwarranted. It's threatening the internal peace and cohesion of the party. What's your view on the direct primary?
In this scenario, the door has been opened for everyone to go and discuss with all tendencies in the APC, all interest in the APC, to see who will galvanize the most popular vote that will bring about the candidacy of who will become the standard bearer for the party, which is very democratic and very open and transparent. I think we should allow that process to evolve itself.
Based on the mode of the primary selection of your candidates, does APC in Lagos have a credible, updated membership register?
Yes, APC does. For every ward meeting that takes place in the APC structure, for every LGA meeting, we have registers. And people come to write their names, write their ward, sometimes write their zone and their phone number, and they sign. There is a register. Intermittently, these registers are taken to the state secretariat for updates. And recently also, APC has now applied technology, as seen with the card that was presented to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mr. Muhammadu Buhari. So we do have. And presently, APC has open room for more people to come in and register as members of the party. That we have. So if anybody is saying that APC does not have a register, then that person is not being factual with the truth.
Will there be a process where aspirants will also agree on the integrity of this register?
Definitely. For you to belong to any platform, you would have surrendered your sovereignty to that platform. You believe in the integrity of that platform for you to decide that you want to run on it. So if you don't believe in the integrity of the platform and you are not confident enough, then there's no reason to run on that platform.
You are an aspirant of the APC. Ahead of these primaries, would you, for example, request that there is a display of this register ahead of the primaries?
Definitely there will be display of the register. You have to do accreditation before the outright voting, or they do accreditation and you vote, whichever way. the register will be displayed.
Again, what efforts are also going to be made in terms of ensuring that the umpires, so to say, are independent and they are actually credible?
As much as you have asked your question, it is people driven. No, look, I've always said that you cannot, and it's often said that you cannot rig where you are not popular. If you have popular followership and people intend to rig you out, definitely they have to manufacture people. And the people cannot be manufactured, and your people are on ground. It becomes difficult for anybody to rig you out. So we don't have to start talking about any umpire trying to subvert what is there. Because the people are going to come with their slip, they are going to stand by their votes, and they are going to make sure that their vote is counted, and they are going to protect their votes.
Let's get back to those that are actually contesting for the governorship elections and under your party, like Sanwo-Olu and Ambode. We also have Femi Abzat,
Definitely.
also in the race now. Lagosians are concerned about continuity. And now, based on one of our investigations, we discovered that some of the ongoing construction work by this present government, some of the contractors are leaving site. Wouldn't that affect continuity as far as governance is concerned?
I don't know. Maybe you can mention one.
For example, the Penn Cinema.
Yeah.
The Penn Cinema. We also have the airport road. We discovered that contractors are leaving site, as a matter of fact.
Contractors are not leaving site. Look,
But they've stopped work.
I've been chairman of local government.
But they've stopped work.
What you call leaving site or stop work is they are processing payment for the next stage. There are stages of payment in contract. When you finish a particular stage, you are going to have inspectors coming to check what you have done. And of course, they will give you certificate of payment, and your next stage of payment will be processed. In some likely time, you have to get approval of the state executive before you can sign the next payment. So I believe they are going through the stage of the next payment.
Okay, so peradventure, Ambode did not win the primaries or the party ticket. Wouldn't that affect?
It doesn't affect. Government is a continuous. And the party has a program. The party has a stream. It's a chain web. You understand? So it's a continuous. God forbid, anything happen to a sitting governor by way of natural cause of death. Are you saying that the show will not continue? Definitely it will continue. I'm a science-based student. Whatever we come to do in the lab is already scripted in the lab manual for many generations to come. The only thing you need to do is read the manual and follow the steps. And they mark you by steps. They don't mark the answer. So you must get the steps correctly. Society is a building block. You must be able to lay the foundation and lay the blocks gradually until you build a perfect system. The system is not about person. It's about an agreed thought that is fleshed together and called policy. So it's about the program and about the stream.
History has a way of repeating itself. 2011, we had something similar to a rift or a feud between the then governor, Fashola, and the national leader of the ACN, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu then. Are we seeing a repetition of that, a deja vu of that happening this time around? And at the end of the day, there's going to be a reconciliation, so to say, based on reports that there are intervened.
Even as at then, there was no feud. There was no disagreement. It was mischief makers that decided to brand it as such. You have seen them in many functions together, hugging each other. Mr. Fashola is in the cabinet of the president. Asiwaju is the national leader. They still meet at various meetings. They socialize together. They even worship together at the last at the last Idil Fitri prayers and all of that. The fact that new responsibilities has given them different roles to play, and they are not playing those roles at a close proximity, doesn't mean that they have feud. There is no feud.
Well, your party has a way of resolving its internet crisis, as a matter of fact. Come 2019, what are the chances of the party?
The chances is very bright. The party will not be submerged by calumny, will not be submerged by intrigues. The party is focused. There's a saying that he who puts his hand on the plow will never look back. The party is idealistically driven. Regardless of some shenanigans that is happening as it concerns people eloping to other parties, I've often told people that if you are in any organization, you must have understood the rudiment, the principles of those organizations. And once you are part and parcel of those who formed the organization, you are going to have contention with regards to with differential ideas on how you want to do things. And when it comes to power sharing, the fact that you have a kind of bear cub play where one will tumble one and the other tumbles one doesn't mean that you start biting or killing each other. And in a bear cub play, you see the cubs tumbling one is a play, but they are still focused towards a purpose and all of that. Our democracy is evolving. Gradually, we are going to have a full-blown idealistic system where we'll be arguing on the basis of ideas and principles and not on the basis of material acquisition to self. We are moving forward.
That's quite interesting. On a national level, the former Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, resigned her position last Friday, and your government, APC, has come under, there's been a war of words between APC and PDP as to the integrity of such a, some of the opinion that Kemi Adeosun is supposed to face prosecution. What's your view on this?
This is the first time we're going to have someone full of integrity acknowledging the fact that something happened. This is the first time we're going to see someone resigning from office in the history of Nigeria. They don't resign. In the case of Mrs. Adeosun, if you listen to the scenario as read on the tabloid, which you and I know when we were buying jam form in those days in Gerald, we bought those forms at the gate. And when we want to collect our results, we are not allowed to even go in because of the crowd. They normally paste the result there. You tell somebody to go and help you get the results from inside the office. They'll come and write out for you, see whatever. If that person has written D and it's not what you got before your result is brought to your house, what happened? And that is, remember our airport in those days, where you have some staff of establishment masquerading as touts, claiming they want to help you to assess, and they do the wrong thing. Is the unknowing citizen to be blamed, or this establishment that have created a system that is not well checked? Even the Nigerian Airways, then Nigerian Aviation Authority, had to start displaying big billboards. Don't patronize urchins. Remember that people even bought tickets at car parks in Nigeria during the military era and in the dark days of maladministration. They bought tickets at car parks. By the time you get to the check-in, you see that the ticket they sold to you is fake. So Mr. Adeosun is only a victim of circumstance, a victim of the rottenness in our system, whereby people still masquerade as agents of some agencies, and they are not part and parcel of those agencies. And some people are falling prey. She fell prey for a system that was collapsed before this system came to revive it. If not for some eggheads like late Abubakar Momo, professor, and some eggheads in the in the ivory tower, through the ASU, that kept engaging JAMB, we will not be buying JAMB online now. We will not be getting a result online now. Even you saw the snake that swallowed money. And all of these things, where students will sit for exam, even in the universities, you will not get your result in 100 level until you get to 400 level. And many people have lost scholarship because of those predicaments, particularly shell scholarships. When they will come, maybe your 200, 300 level, they will ask for your result and you can't get it. And somebody from the VC office will say, oh, I can help you quickly get it. And they get you a wrong result. Will you be blamed for that? Or you blame the establishment that allowed that process? Why have we waited for this long to be able to get our results or whatever thing digitally or electronically without even going to the establishment? Now you can check people's results online through a scratch card to verify whether they sat for that exam or not. People have passed through universities, 20 years, they've not gotten their certificate. Thank God for the new VC of LASU. When the man came in, the present VC, he was able to clear off over 18,000 certificates that have not been given in a long time. This is what the Buhari administration should be commended for. Redirecting the rottenness in our system to positive ends. We need the media, we need the civil society to unearth many of these rots so that we can all fix it together. I will commend Mrs. Adeosun for her courage to have resigned, despite the fact that that act was not committed deliberately by her. Any of us could have fallen prey.
Finally, the president has actually come under knocks over his recent appointment of the DSS DG. Some have said this is the most nepotistic government you've ever had. I mean, what's your view on this?
You see, the way the structure of Nigeria was schemed pre-colonial era or pre-independence is such that the demography gives more room or more numbers to a section of the country. This is Nigeria. You cut it off and you say the northern path. Now, within the enclave of those northern path, you also have different nationality groupings that perhaps if we have gone through a sovereign national conference, would have said, we are not in the north. Now, as long as you have that demographic pattern of north, south, and when you equate the number of states in the north to the number of states in the south, and you want to share it equitably, do you think that the south will get more numbers than the north? It's impossible, based on the structure we have on ground. So you cannot blame President Buhari for that. He's operating a structure that created Nigeria. If you have 19 states in the north, and you have lesser number of states in the south, and we want to share it by numbers, who gets more? And mind you, in the north, they are not totally made up of a particular nationality. They are made up of different ethnic nationalities. You have the Fulani, you have the Hausas, you have the Ibiras, you have the Kanuris, you have the TVs, you have the Nupes, and so many other nationalities there. They are only in a contraption of structure. And in the south, you have the Yorubas, you have the Hausas, you have the Efik, you have the Ibibio, you have the Benins, you have the Ijos. Even from the Yoruba extraction, within that contraption, you still have different nationality groupings broken down. You have the Jebus, you have the Ekos, you have the Ife, Modakeke people, they're there. You have the Aworis, you have the Egbas. You still break it down. Even if you want to share it, of what number? How are you going to do it? That is why we said then, let's have a sovereign national conference of all Nigerians where we will determine how we'll be sharing power, resources, and determine our fate as a people in Nigeria. Until that is done, and we still have the structure on ground that is made law, you cannot blame a President Buhari for taking a decision that is equitable according to our structure.
You're aspiring for the House of Representatives, and a lot of Lagosians are also concerned about the fact that members of the National Assembly continue to receive constituency allowances, for constituency projects, and at the end of the day, they never get to see most of these projects never come to light. And at the end of the day, in most instances, most of these funds go to what we call empowerment projects. What will you do differently as a member of the House of Representatives if you become a member?
As a member of my party that is very accountable, as an offshoot of civil society, whatever I see there that is the norm and is meant for the people, I will make sure that it's implemented to the people. It is for the media and civil society to be watchdog of society, to make sure that the right things are done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate your insight.
Thank you.